Yes, I woke up the next morning feeling so regretful and so upset with myself and just so gross. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that is kind of embarrassing, but not really. Kind of fun to think about. Let's get right into this. First, I want to give a shout out to my very much appreciated Patreon members. You guys are amazing. And if you want to get to know me a little bit better, definitely check me out on Patreon. I do weekly updates and there's tons of exclusive content over there of yours truly. So I must admit, I was pretty reckless when I turned 21. I mean, who wasn't? I do have to say that I am pretty grateful for the fact that I turned 21 before Rona happened. And that gave me the ability to go out and have fun and, live it up and have a whole year of just fun and party and adventure, and that's exactly what I did. So I turned 21 in May of 2019, and that is almost 3 years ago now. I was living up in downtown Phoenix in my first apartment alone. Before that, I lived with roommates, and I finally got to a point in my life where I was financially stable enough to pay for my own apartment and pay for my own rent. And it wasn't cheap, but I was really excited to get out and be on my own. So one of the things that happened to me when I first moved into the city was that my social life just started growing exponentially. I started meeting tons of people doing anything, going to the gym, going to the grocery store, Grindr, of course, other social media like Tinder, Facebook. And it just seemed like I had an influx of people just flowing into my life. I was really excited for that because, again, I was 21 and I wanted to experience new things and hang out with new people. So I started accepting every opportunity that was presented to me. I would go to different parties, different events, new bars, hang out with new friend groups that I otherwise might not have paid attention to or given the time of day, just because I wanted to experience and kind of experiment at the same time with who I am as a person and what I want in my life. So long story short, I was partying 24/7, 7 days a week, definitely was not shooting for studios as frequently as I am right now. So I wasn't making as much money, but I was spending lots of money. So basically I was not saving any money, and I was kind of just treading water, if that makes sense. I wasn't building myself, and I wasn't growing myself. I was just partying. And then I ended up staying there another year because Rona hit, and no apartment complexes were letting you tour them, and I didn't want to have to move into some place where I didn't know what it was going to be like, so I just opted to move into a different unit in the same complex for another year. So let's get to the night where I hooked up with my Uber driver. I want to say it was a Saturday, and a particular guy that I had been talking to, not really focusing too much on, he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, you want to hang out with my friends and I? We're going out to a couple different bars. We're doing like a fun day kind of thing, like a Saturday fun day," meaning basically day drinking, bar hopping and day drinking. So I'm like, yeah, why not? I don't have any plans. So I go and meet up with him and his friends, and we're having fun, just talking, drinking, playing pool, stuff like that. And one of the things with Phoenix is that the gay community is very small, so you tend to see the same faces at different places throughout the city. So a lot of that was happening. There's also advantages to that because it almost forces you to be social and get out of your comfort zone, which in return helps to meet new people. That's how I met a lot of new people when I was living in Phoenix. So I remember on this particular day, we had gotten to the last bar of the night, and I believe we were at Charlie's. I want to say it's Charlie's, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys don't know about the gay bar scene here in Phoenix, Charlie's is like the craziest place to go. It's like where the most people are, the best music typically. They have really good drag shows, and it's usually a fun time. I'm not going to say any of the things that I don't like about it because that would be rude. But it's a good time, and you're almost bound to meet somebody new or maybe even go home with somebody when you go to Charlie's. So we got to Charlie's and we're dancing around. Mind you guys, I had been drinking all day, so at this time I was pretty tipsy. I wasn't drunk because once I get drunk, I tend to go home because I fall asleep quickly after that, no matter where I am. So I'm looking around and I'm like, where did they go? I was with 3 people. I was with 3 guys. And I looked around and they were nowhere to be found. Couldn't find them anywhere. There was a good amount of people on the dance floor though. We were like all huddled, like shoulders were touching each other, like that kind of dance atmosphere. So I could not find them anywhere. And I'm like, okay, well, let me take a break from this and, go search for them. Just because I was going to see how they were feeling, and I just wanted to make sure that they said bye to me before they left. So I'm looking all around the bar, which at this time is poppin', like so many people everywhere. I'm seeing so many people I know and getting distracted and, talking to this person and saying hi to this person. So eventually I can't find them. And it had been probably 15 minutes since I saw them last, and I was texting them, I was calling them, I couldn't find them. So I'm like, all right, well, I think I've had my fun. So I called my Uber. At this particular bar, you go out front and you just wait for your Uber or your friend or whoever's picking you up. And there's usually a group of people there waiting with you. So you can, have some small talk or whatever. So my Uber picks me up. I get in the car, it's a sedan, and I notice that the guy looks very close to my age. So we strike up a conversation, and I'm just explaining to him how, I was tipsy, and I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I'm going to go make some food when I get home. And he asked me what I do, and I was just straight up with him. Like, my inhibitions were gone at that point, and I was just like, yeah, I work in adult film, and I do OnlyFans. He was really interested in wanting to learn more about webcamming and, the adult film work, and I was just talking to him about it and explaining to him how I got into it and everything. Mind you guys, I only lived like 10 minutes away from the bar. It wasn't that long of a drive at all. So he was very inquisitive. He kept asking me questions about, what it's like and what I do and how much money I make. And I was just very open with him and just trying to not ride in an awkward silence. I was kind of complaining to him about my new friend group in that they were kind of rude and I didn't have the best time with them, and I was probably not going to hang out with them again because I just felt like they left me at the bar and I didn't do anything for them to treat me like that. So I just kind of felt like, And I remember distinctly he said, I'd hang out with you if I wasn't working. You seem like a cool guy. Like, that's all he said. But he said it in this weird dialect where I was like, Like, was that flirty? Was that a compliment? Turns out it was flirty. Because when we got back to my apartment complex, I asked him if he wanted to come up and see my apartment. And he was like, yeah. So he parks his car and we're walking up into my apartment and he just sits right down on my couch. He just walks into my living room and just sits on my couch. And so I'm showing him some of my paintings and showing him some of my OnlyFans videos. I don't know if this guy's into guys at all at this point. Like, he didn't say anything about that. He did say that he had a kid. And yes, he was around my age, so I figured that he was straight, but I was just kind of having fun and going along with it. He's asking to see some of my adult film videos, so I show him a couple of those. He's like, wow, I see why you do so well, something like that. And I was like, thanks, dude. And I see his hand, like, rubbing on his crotch. He's like, you want to show me some of your skills? I swear, that's what he said. You want to show me some of your skills? I said, yeah, like, in the most nerdy way. No swag to that, like, no game. And like I said, he was sitting on my couch. He was wearing these big cargo shorts and he just unbuttoned them. And I just went in. I started blowing. I think it lasted like 3 to 5 minutes, if that. Yes, he did finish. Yes, I woke up the next morning feeling so regretful and so upset with myself and just so gross because I like to pride myself on being a nice, good-hearted, good-spirited, not boy. And that happened. And it just, one of the reoccurring themes with these stories is me drinking alcohol. That's one of the main reasons that I have almost 100% cut alcohol out of my life. I've never felt better than I do right now, and I've mentioned this in some other videos, but guys, I've been sleeping amazingly. I've been having energy now throughout the day. I'm not like fatigued, I'm not cranky, and just cutting alcohol out of my life, like 98%, has done wonders. Now, if some of you guys are dealing with stress and fatigue right now, I suggest you definitely, set the alcohol down for a little bit, at least throughout the week, and just see how you feel, because it's done wonders for me. I feel great, and I want you guys to feel great too. So yes, I ended up blowing my Uber driver. We didn't do anything else. We didn't do any penetration. He didn't do anything to me, but he did give me his number, and we texted a little bit after that for a couple days, and we just kind of lost interest and lost contact. But that experience will always stay with me because it surprised me, and it honestly scared me because it showed me how much I really am capable of when I am under the influence of alcohol. It's dangerous, and if you guys are out there and you're 21 years old, make sure you have a friend with you when you're going out, like at all times. Try not to hang out with people that you don't have good feelings about, because sometimes, and most times, it's going to prove to be true that they're not good people and you're not meant to be hanging out with them. So, other than that, guys, I hope you were able to follow this story. I hope you enjoyed this story. Let me know if you've ever hooked up with any Uber drivers, taxi drivers, school bus drivers, anything like that. Alright guys, well thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.